Hi friends, it's me, Teacher Molly, back with another lesson from our Spark Story Bible. If you have a Spark Story Bible at home, you can go and grab it now so that you can read along on page 122 through 125. The story today is God Calls Samuel. But before we get started, I want you to think of a time when someone has asked you to do something. Can you think of a time when someone has asked you to do something? It could be something that you wanted to do or something you didn't want to do. How did it feel to be asked to do something? Did you first feel like, no, I don't want to do that? Or did you right away say, yes, I will do that? You can talk with your family about it. I think about the times that my parents asked me on Saturday mornings to always do some work around the house. And this was required in our house when I was growing up. After we watched cartoons and ate breakfast, we had to do a list of jobs that were on the refrigerator before we could do any other thing for the rest of the day. Usually I got jobs like dusting the piano and the stairs because I wasn't very good at cleaning thoroughly. But when it was time for those jobs, I didn't feel like doing them very much. But if I got a call from a friend who asked me to go ride bikes or come outside to play, that I wanted to do right away. And the way that I knew is because I felt inside that I knew what I wanted. I could hear my own internal yes or my own internal no. And in today's story, Samuel has to listen, not just with his ears, but also with his heart. Let's read our story. There he is, Samuel. And there's that little critter. What's his name again? Samuel was a 12-year-old boy who lived in the temple with a priest named Eli and learned about God. Eli took care of Samuel, and Samuel helped take care of Eli because Eli was almost blind. One night, something special happened. As Samuel slept in the temple, he heard a voice shout out, "Samuel!" Samuel thought it was Eli calling, so he jumped up from his bed. "Here I am," Samuel answered as he ran to Eli. "I'm here because you called me." But Eli shook his head. "I didn't call you. Go back to your bed." Look at Eli's face. Looks kind of surprised. Samuel did as he was told and fell asleep quickly. A little while later, the voice called out again, "Samuel!" This time, Samuel was more tired and crawled out of his bed more slowly. He went to Eli's room. Samuel rubbed his eyes, scratched his tummy, and said with a yawn, "I'm here because you called me." Eli was getting tired of Samuel coming into his room and said more firmly, "I didn't call you. Now please go back to bed." When this happened a third time, Eli thought to himself, "Aha! It must be God who is calling Samuel." Eli told Samuel, who was now very confused and sleepy, "If you are called again, say, 'God, I hear you, and I will do whatever you want.'" When the voice called again, Samuel did as Eli told him. It was God, and God had many things to say to Samuel. Even though he was only 12 years old, Samuel wanted to serve God. With God's help, Samuel grew up to share many messages from God. People all over Israel knew Samuel as God's trusted prophet. Samuel looks pretty happy here. So in our story today, Samuel was hearing this call, but he wasn't sure what it was. he thought maybe it was Eli because Eli was right there. But then, after the call kept happening over and over again, Eli reminded Samuel that if you listen, not with your ears, but with your heart, you will understand that it's God who's calling out to you. And when God is calling out to you, you respond. So, in the week ahead and beyond, and now with your family, think about a time when you felt a call inside of you that you knew that you were listening to with your heart and not with your ears. I can think of an example like sometimes when we know someone could use a little help and we just go and help them. We don't really think about it, but we just go and help them. Or when we know it might make someone feel really good to hear a kind thing about themselves, we give them a compliment or we thank them. Those kinds of actions can be a way that we answer a call inside of us. But I think if you can sit with your family now and talk a little bit about the ways that God has called to you and the ways that you have answered, it would be really fun for you to hear from your family, from your parents, about ways that they feel that God is speaking through them and to them now, before, and forevermore. We're going to say a prayer together to end our time. Our hands we fold, our heads we bow, ready to talk to God just now. You could do this as an echo. Dear God, you call us, God, and we can hear you. Thank you for calling us quietly, loudly, forwards and backwards, quickly, slowly, and loving us all the time. Amen. I hope you listen to all of the ways that God is calling you in your life today and always, and I'll see you next time. Bye.